So what was it like filming in Esperanto?
It was fun.
I enjoyed it. Yeah,
That's a pretty good start.
it was a new, fun, unique experience.
Right.
I don't think too many people are thinking of filming in Esperanto. So
Absolutely not. No, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. I think we're the first ones to do it.
are we? Are we the pioneers, the trailblazers?
Maybe you should subscribe to Alex Miller on Patreon. And get more.
I think that right there is a very good point. Yes,
That's a really good idea.
If
Right?
you are an Esperanto speaker and you're like, man, I wish I could have an hour and a half of that, you should seriously consider supporting our dear friend Alex Miller on his Patreon page.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Right.
And we're thankful to him for giving us this opportunity. We're both actors. We're not just random neighbors who live around here. Like, he actually thought of us and thought that we were the two people to do this scene, and we hope you agree.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
La Jako, kie vi trovis ĝin?
Mi trovis nenion. Ĝi estis donaco.
De kiu?
Mia kormikino, Suzano. Kial? Ĉu ĝi estis via? Ĉu vi volas preni ĝin?
Ne.
Vi timas.
Ne. Restanta con ĝi vi jam perdos sufiĉe. Hey. That jacket. Where'd you find it?
I found nothing. It was a gift.
From who?
My girlfriend, Susan. Why? Was it yours? You gonna try to take it?
No.
You're afraid?
No. Staying with her, you're gonna be losing enough already.
I first heard about Esperanto from Alex. He told me about his books, the Captain Kitty books, and I read them, and honestly, I really enjoyed them. I liked them, so that got me into it.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how I first heard of Esperanto. It might have been through Alex. I'm honestly not entirely sure because I've known Alex for a while now, so it could have been a few years ago. But I know I've also heard it like in the media. Like I think it's mentioned in the movie Captain Falcon with Viggo Mortensen, and there's like a joke made about it in Frasier. So I've like heard about it, but Alex was definitely the one who told me more about like what it actually is as a language and all that, as opposed to just hearing it as some random reference.
I've been acting for about my first year professionally acting. Anyways, I've been taking acting classes, but I've never really officially considered acting professionally. But I decided to start this year, and it's going pretty well for me, I think.
I've been acting for almost a year and a half. Yeah, I started in August 2018.
What experience do you guys have speaking other languages?
I speak a little bit. I speak a little bit of Vietnamese. I'm not fluent, but I'm pretty decent at it. And I learned Spanish in high school. Otherwise, there's not really that much foreign languages that really are really pushed besides my native tongue and then Spanish really. So it's pretty fine though.
Yeah. So when I was little, I lived in Switzerland.
Right.
So spoke a little Swiss German, and then my father is from Finland, so spoke a little Finnish as well. Whole dad's side is still over in Finland. So I used to speak Finnish a lot when I was younger, but when my family moved to the States, then those kind of went away and it was just English. But then similar deal, like in high school, learned some Spanish, and these days it's now knowing a few random words of Spanish, a few random words of Finnish and Swedish.
Basically,
so,
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's how it is, right? Yeah. How many Esperanto speakers have we met? It's
Not many.
not many at all. Yeah, there's Alex. There's that one person from that party that Alex had for his book launch. That one Esperanto speaker.
Oh yeah, I don't think I met that person, but I remember. Yeah, like someone had mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him either. Yeah.
Yeah, I think aside from Alex, I think the only other Esperanto speaker I've met was a Hungarian person visiting the States who was staying with Alex because it was a couple. One of them spoke Esperanto and had the opportunity to stay with Alex.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not that many. Yeah.
What was the trickiest part of the script to say properly?
Ooh.
Right. I mean, I would assume it's longer parts. I mean, for me, it was more longer. A little more. The sentence I had to myself was a bit took a while to lock in, but
yeah. For me, it was like the sentences that were close together that sounded similar. Like one sentence starts with Chuji, but then the next sentence starts with Chuvi, and so it's like trying to remember. Like, okay, I think that's why at one point I had to ask Alex, like, wait, can you explain to me one more time what's the difference between the words? Okay, now that I can visualize what they mean, that helped a lot.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's like it was difficult to attach meanings to the words, so I had to really get into the script in order to figure, like he's talking about my girlfriend, Suzanne. So I have to really connect to the fact that he's talking about my ex in a completely different language. It's difficult for my mind, the brain to connect those, to meanings.
In an interesting way, I actually found it to be a really good acting exercise because Alex let us do take in English afterwards, and there was something about it that because I think that's the thing because we're not fluent Esperanto speakers.
Right.
I almost thought that there was something about it that made it a good exercise for both of us that we're not focusing so much on the words, we're focusing more on the moment, the emotion.
Right.
That then when we did do an English take, it almost felt more natural because the Esperanto take, because there's a bit of that disconnect for us naturally.
Yeah.
We had to focus on each other and what did we conveying emotionally, because they say too when you're watching a movie theoretically you should be able to watch it with no sound and be able to understand what's happening.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree. Right. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
How did you learn the Esperanto that you needed for this short film?
Good question.
The way we were able to learn the Esperanto for this scene was, thankfully, Alex is a very hands-on director in this case where, because it's all foreign language, he wasn't like, oh, hey, can you go look it up? Or he didn't just simply write it out and send it to us. He did make a video as well, reading it out. And not so that way he was like, this is how I want you to say it, but for the reason of this is how you say the words of this other language.
Right. I agree. Right.
And had he sent it just written out, because there's some accents over the C's and G's where if he hadn't said it, I'd be like, wait, how's this go?
Right, exactly. It's always very particular. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So, you gotta get those right.
Yeah, and then you got which syllables are emphasized and all that stuff.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, no, Alex was definitely a big help in that, and once again just showed how knowledgeable he really is.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Have you guys ever watched a video in Esperanto?
Once. I mean, I've seen Alex did a cover for Under the Sea in Esperanto.
I've seen that.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. But otherwise, I haven't really. I don't want to say it's so niche that I don't want to. I just don't see them. But it's just so small.
Yeah,
small,
I've seen one video, but it was only because Alex had told me of this guy, another fellow YouTube Esperanto enthusiast, some guy in Australia, and I saw one of his videos. But outside of Alex mentioning anything, I can't recall seeing anything in Esperanto.
Right, I agree.
Yeah.
Right.
I am currently learning Swedish.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah. So I am also a Finnish citizen, and even though I've lost a good chunk of the Finnish I knew, Swedish is another official language of Finland, and it's far closer to English than Finnish is. Cool. So I'm learning that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
How about you?
I mean, I'm learning my native. I'm trying to get better at Vietnamese so I can say it fluently in film, or acting and all of that in general. I mean, I'm assuming coding languages doesn't really count, So I mean, yeah, exactly.
But that's another big skill that not many people have, though.
Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah, but it's a massive time investment that if you don't have the real resources behind besides this language for dummies book or anything else, it's difficult to really grasp and get have a real knowledge of that you could say have a conversation in your language.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because I feel like there's a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, I know this language, and all they really mean is they know hello, goodbye. Yeah, and yet when you meet have you ever experienced this when you meet foreign speakers and they say oh, I know a little English, and then you talk to them, it's like you know a lot of English.
You're actually really good. Yeah, exactly. I think it's I don't know if it's self-esteem thing or
could be.
I guess so because exactly. I mean learning language is just difficult in general. So I can understand people being it's just I don't have a good grasp on it yet. I could never, and I that's also another thing. It's it's difficult to actually properly utilize the language in such a way where you're actually confident your confidence grows in that language to actually you actually use it. So that's even another level of difficulty to use. So
very true.
it's rough, right? Yeah.
What are you guys using to learn those languages?
I am using Rosetta Stone.
Nice. Classic. I'm using my mom.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that's a nice source.
Yeah, exactly. I'm having conversations with my mom pretty much daily, just to iron, trying to iron on conversation.
I need to call my dad, dude. I'll be like, hey, let's just have some
Right,
conversations.
let's talk.
Yeah, because
Right.
he speaks it, so it's like, yeah, let's make a point.
I think,
People like that, but I'm like, oh yeah, father-son bonding time. Which is good.
right, exactly. Yeah, I think I'm also using an excuse to bond with my mom too. So right. Yeah,
I just haven't heard from my dad in 5 years. No, I'm kidding.
Get that out. Get that out. That's too sad.
Let's do that one more time. It was it kind of required a context of it, like Rosetta Stone. I'm using Rosetta Stone to learn. In case I only use a chunk of this, or I need a half as long version.
I'm using Rosetta Stone to learn Swedish right now.
Nice. I'm using my mother to understand conversational Vietnamese.
Oh, nice. I should do it because my dad speaks Swedish, so I should.
Really?
Phone him up. Yeah.
That's wild. Was that natural? Was that really natural?
It's just
Whoa, dude!
It's just too bad. I haven't heard from my dad in 5 years.
Whoa! That's awkward. Whoa!
But that's not true. My mother loves me.
What kind of roles do you generally play or want to play or get stuck with?
That's a difficult question, I think. For me, because for me, I always get. I'm a comedy guy. People go for me for comedy, and my specialty is like bumbling idiot who's like all over the place, and it's difficult because I do want to get into drama. It's just it's a time sink for me because I just want to really get invested into it. So I mean, for comedy, it's just like just spit it out.
Yeah.
So I'd like to play something dramatic.
Yeah, I enjoy comedy too, and for me it's a little different where it's more sort of like the dry character, the one that's kind of reacting like.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like if you've seen Arrested Development, like kind of more the Jason Bateman type, where it's kind of the more serious guy reacting to the goof.
The straight man.
Probably,
Straight man.
exactly, the straight man.
Right.
I don't know why that scared me. Yeah, it's straight man. But then when it comes to like auditions and stuff, I've gotten auditions for more like businessy, like lawyer types, or like some guy who's like I guess an agent in basketball or something like that, like all sorts of different things like that. More, I guess, business world. I get something about the bald head. I guess is he's professional.
Right, exactly. Yeah, like I get like lot worker and working man, which I'm I like. I'm a big fan of like doing the working man roles.
Are there certain actors that you like to borrow from, or you've learned a lot of acting from that you kind of go treasure well with?
That's a good question.
Right, I do that with like Frasier, and now I even do BB Glazer from Frasier. Oh yes, of course. Like I'll go over the top, and I'm channeling that actors. So it's not even always actors. So I'm just curious, what are some actors that you often find yourself emulating or copying?
It's funny for me because like my favorite in terms of my favorite actor's methodology and my favorite actor is the same. It's Philip Seymour Hoffman. Like easily, I feel like for him, it's just it's always like he's a working actor. He works. So I always like to put that in my in terms of taking something from other actors. It's actually put into time and work. So I feel like that's pretty. Just really general, but obviously he got results from it. So
for me that's a tough question because
right,
I'm sure if I had like a little more time to think about it, I'd come up with a few more actors. But I know at least one person that's been a good source of inspiration for me has been Jerry Seinfeld. I've had like different people who have never even met each other tell me that I give them a bit of that vibe, and I think that too plays into the sort of straight man kind of deal.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Right.
What made you want to do this project?
Right. I mean, for me, it's always nice to have speaking in a foreign language in a resume, and I feel like.
Wait, hold on.
You don't pick on the gun.
I don't know. I got it. I don't pick it up. Give me a second.
What made you want to get involved with this project in the first place?
I mean, for me, I've known Alex for about a year and a half now, and pretty much everything he worked on has been really solid. I feel right, and for him to to pretty much say that he wants to do short films in Esperanto, have a whole collection. was really cool for me. You know,
Yeah.
it's sort of like honestly, sort of feels like breaking new ground, and you know, for me. So I'd love, you know, obviously I'd love to help out in that, you know, project, you know, anything of that sort, right?
I've known Alex for a few years now. We went to school together, and he's been in stuff that I've made. So the fact that he's now trying to make stuff and wanted me to be in it,
Right.
to me that's just like really cool. Where it's like, whoa, you know, it gets kind of switch roles here. So
Right.
I've loved getting that opportunity because Alex has done a lot for me just as a friend. He's got a what would be called a servant's heart. So is that what you
Servant's
say?
heart?
A servant's heart? I don't know. Is that a term? Is that a term? Servant's heart?
Right.
He's got the gift of obedience.
Right.
All right, sorry. So start over on my end. Yeah, I think what got me really interested in doing this was I've been friends with Alex for a few years now, and he's been in stuff that I've made, and the fact that he's now asking me to be in stuff that he's making, I just thought that was really cool because it's an opportunity to kind of return the favor in a sense. And I just love that idea that we're both being creatives and we both have our own separate passions, but by separate passions, we're not excluding each other. That's the thing. That's what I love. We're actually wanting to bring each other in.
Right.
And Alex is just really the type of guy where, and I'm sure you can attest to this, where if he's your friend, he really wants to help you out and do what's best for you.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, I want to help and do what I can that would be the best for him. And if that means helping make a short that is for a Patreon, it can be the start of something new. Like I think like what you just said a moment ago, you know, breaking new ground. It's like, I think that's a really cool opportunity to get to do that.
Right, exactly. I would definitely love to do more Esperanto films in the future.
Same.
It's a rough process because it's explaining language and all. Obviously, the more we do more Esperanto, really get the languages in our systems, you know, to actually learn the lines, to actually, you know, learn it phonetically or, you know, actually understand the meaning of the word, it'll be a lot easier. So I would really appreciate, you know, doing that.
No, I'd be down to come back and do this again. And like I said too, even just the fact that right now it is a more foreign experience for us, there is something that makes it an interesting acting exercise. So I'd be curious to see if the more we keep doing it, how that could change or strengthen us, or just, you know, just give an all-around better experience on things.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you for watching, and have an excellent day.
Want to do that? I'm not sure. Why not?
Thank you
Thank
for
you
watching.
I'll forget to do it together.
Oh, we could do it together. Yeah, let's do it together.
Right.
All right. Thank you for watching, and have an excellent day.
Excellent day.
Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.
Well, have a wonderful day.
Right, exactly.
Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.
I got mixed up and said excellent. Damn it.
Stay at the right
Wonderful.
distance
Wonderful.
away and be in line with each other
Right.
and stay there. Stay.
Thank you for watching. The most wonderful day. Thank you for watching.
Right, seriously. Let's get this one this time.
All right, it's dead.
One more time.
Right, one more time.
Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. 3, 2.
Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day. I want you for Esperanto.
I want you for our Patreon.